All right, fam. So as we're going into the Super Bowl weekend, I figured I'd give y'all some behind-the-scenes stuff from our interview with Mike Davis at Raymon James Stadium. So that's my second time there doing a shoot, and it's always fun and just amazing to be there and see how big the stadium is. It's just that's a massive facility, and so it's kind of cool to see all this stuff. And this side being more weather related, where the last one was more stadium related and what goes on there and stuff like that. So there were some cool things I didn't get to see the first time I was there. So actually, we're going to start out with where Mike Davis actually monitors the weather. It's not nearly as exciting as where it looks like in the video. So we chose to shoot from the press box because it was a good looking shot, but that's not where he actually works. He actually works down in what's called the bunker, and we'll get a shot of that. This is all this footage is raw. I'm not going to take the time to color grade it or any of that stuff for you. So this is raw out of the camera, so it doesn't look nearly as cool as what the interview did. That's why. But this is where he actually works, and this is actually where traffic control is as well. So check out this short little clip.
You said there's another place you're thinking we could go to?
Yeah, we're going to go to the press box.
Okay.
That way, it looks like the stadium.
Yeah.
I can sit at a table where you can oversee the stadium, and it would look just almost as official as this.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But
so we're gonna.
But this is actually where it all happens.
Okay.
And in the meantime, these TVs are on, and they have views of the parking lots and the intersections, so we see all this stuff in real time as well.
So let me clarify. They can actually control.
The person that sits in that one from the City of Tampa Traffic Planning, Gary is the one who's normally here all the time. He can control the lights.
That's crazy.
There are two different timings. There's time of day, and then there's event mode.
Okay.
And in event mode, he can add or delete certain programs to it and push buttons and keep lights green.
That's wild.
Or make them red. So he can do all that from in here.
Do you want me to ask any of the questions here? We're just getting.
He's just kind of getting a little bit of B-roll, just peppering through the stuff.
So our awesome film intern Austin was smart enough to pick up her camera and start shooting some B-roll while we're filming and setting up. And though you would think that in a room with so much natural light that we wouldn't need to set up any additional lighting, because there was so much light coming in the windows and it was backlit, we couldn't see the field very much, and so I had to add in additional light on their front side as we're filming them, so that I could bring my iris down a little bit and we could kind of even that out and at least see through the window a little bit, or else if not, it would just be completely white and it would be washed out. So we did have to use some additional lighting for that. Yeah, and so this was actually a 3-camera shoot. So we had our Blackmagic Ursa, which is the exact same type of camera that you guys have on tripod. And then we had the Roamer, which is a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K. And then we had a Fuji X-T3, which is the same as Dolly. So all these cameras you guys work with, they're similar cameras. You have put hands on them. Or they're the exact same camera in the case of Roamer. And so we had a Fuji X-T3 on a Ronin gimbal. So that was a stabilized shot that we were able to get. Now, in this footage I'm going to show you here, we were hand holding the Roamer camera because it's just a better shot than the X-T3. It's a better quality image. And so it was exhausting to hold that up through a whole entire take. But however, you see me holding this, none of my shots got used in the final take. Here's why. So we got through a whole entire take of this interview, and then I went over and was talking with Brockhouse, and we were reviewing audio and realized we did not have clean audio. It was not good. So we had to redo the whole entire interview again. And this time, Austin Bird picked up the Roamer, and he got all of the the secondary shots that you see from the pocket cinema. So his arms were burning by the end of it, but he did a good job holding that up and capturing those secondary slash shots. And then as we're filming all this, the fire alarm goes off. So that was kind of interesting. It's really loud. And it was kind of cool to see like the emergency system of the stadium kick into place. So they have these massive LED walls, obviously, that go around the whole entire stadium. And they have emergency message that goes across the LED walls, which was really interesting, obviously, to see that type of technology automated in play for that. We have LED walls, but we're not putting an emergency exit thing on it if our fire alarm goes off. You're just going to get a standard fire alarm. So that was kind of fun. And then eventually it did die down, and there was just this beeping sound for the longest time. And thankfully that did not pick up in our microphones, so we were able to keep on recording through just that little beeping sound that you're hearing in this clip. So that made it a little more interesting. And some of y'all might not have caught this in the intro, but in the intro for part 1, I showed the little weather station on top of the stadium. I'm going to kind of pull back here so you can see the size of what it really is. It's actually really, really small. So that was interesting to see as well. And I'll put the link. You can actually log into that and see it now. So that's kind of cool that you can kind of log in there and see the weather at the stadium live whenever you want. All right, so that's it for our little behind-the-scenes portion of our interview. It was a lot of fun. I always love doing off-site shoots. They are usually a blast. So a couple quick notes for you. This is Chili Mac weekend, so we're going to ask that you guys park in the far lot down on the other side of Dollar General. So I'll be down there. I'll park down there on these big days as well. So like I've said before, I actually enjoy the walk. It takes about 2.5 minutes, and it's a good time to be praying for our VIPs that'll be coming into the building this weekend. So join me in that. And I'm still working on Google Chat stuff. Those of you that have reached out to me and said you've not gotten in, we've been doing a lot of stuff this week. We've had Easter planning. I've been working on some of this Google migration, so I've been uninstalling it. We've had some stuff, especially Easter planning took up a lot of our day. So I'm really excited about Easter. We'll share more about that to come. But so it's not that I'm ignoring you. I will help you, and we're going to send some other information out to help you get onto Google Chat soon. That being said, let's move on into our final little segment here. I'd just like to share a little bit. So some of you might not know, Christina and I are both YA leaders, and this is our second semester. And so we have started the Book of James. And I absolutely love the Book of James. So we started that last week with our YA, and man, it's been, even just week 1 has been just a phenomenal week. And I don't know about y'all, and I know about some of y'all you've shared, but man, sometimes life is just hard, you know? I know we all have our own things. We're all going through different stuff, and no one's playing a comparison game. But it's been a moment of just, I don't know, feeling as if being tested, right? And so if that's you as well, I just want to share this with you. For us, I mean, we've been dealing with a lot of kid things too. Like, it's just hard. Parenting is hard sometimes, and our kids are getting older, and it's getting harder. And so I just want to share with you. I'm going to read James 1, probably starting at verse 1 through about 12-ish, I think. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes and dispersions, greetings. Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds. For you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives generously to all without reproach, and it will be given him. But let him ask in faith, with no doubting, for the one who doubts is like the wave of the sea that is driven and tossed by the wind. For that person must not suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways. PZ talked about this verse at the beginning of his message last week. If you know where that unstable is and what he's referring to and what it kind of references, a parallel there, put it in the comments as bonus points. Let the lowly brother boast in his exaltation, and the rich in his humiliation, because like a flower of the grass he will pass away. For the sun rises with its scorching heat and withers the grass. Its flowers fall, and its beauty perishes. So also will the rich man fade away in the midst of his pursuits. Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him. Now, like I told you, we're doing a study in James, and we're actually following along with Francis Chan. I like Francis Chan's stuff. Pretty easy to follow, and I like the way he gives us word pictures sometimes of things. He's talking about the testing of our faith, and he says that the word testing refers to the practice of metallurgy. So precious metals back in the day would be smelted, they'd be tested by putting them through extreme heat, and then they'd get to the point where they're almost liquidy, and the impurities would rise to the top, and then they'd scoop the impurities off, and they'd heat them up again, and those impurities would rise to the top, and they'd scoop them up, and they'd do this over and over and over again, putting this metals to heat, and the impurities would rise up, and they'd scoop them off. And Francis talks about the metal being so pure that you could see your reflection in it. And in this word picture, it's God's testing us and seeing his reflection in us. As we go through the heat, we become more like him. And I just, man, that was an encouragement to me this week. It was. You know, and also I was reading where it's saying that for you know the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. That's better translated endurance or perseverance. So down the road, as we get tested more and more and more, we're going to be able to handle more, and we'll have more endurance, and we're going to have just the ability to withstand, because our faith is going to be strengthened. And I just look forward to that, knowing that God's at work. Sure, things are hard, but if I remain faithful, God's at work. And if I don't know what to do, he's going to give me wisdom. All I got to do is ask for it, and just know that it's coming. Like, you have the faith that he said, if you need wisdom, ask it, and I'll give it to you. So, all right, guys, I love you. Can't wait to see you this weekend. Chili Mac Bowl. Let's go out, eat some chili, have some fun. I'll see you there. Love you.